And now, more Utalk now.
Okay, we're back. Today's episode is about acts of kindness, random acts of kindness during COVID-19.
And what can we realistically do? And those of you that have joined us, what have you seen that you say, man, this is a great act of kindness. I could do this, or I'm glad somebody did this. Let us know. Let us know what's happening in your part of the world and what you plan on doing possibly for an act of kindness. I mean, we've put together a list of ideas today that we wanted to share with you because it is so important, not just now, but let's make it part of the new norm when this crisis is over.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've done here in our kind of neighborhood is there's an older woman who's like, I don't know, I want to say she's like in her 70s, and she has a hard time walking, and she's not just in the best health. And so the other day she needed some paper towels, and so we gave her one of our paper towels because we happen to have a lot of them, and we're not in a panic of hoarding where we feel like, oh my gosh, the world's going to end. We don't give that one roll of paper towels because we probably have like 10 rolls of paper towels. And it takes a while to get through paper towels.
It does. Toilet paper for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, we go through toilet paper a lot faster, but I definitely feel like, I think that meant a lot to her, especially, she's living, I think, with her sister, and they're both older, and it's hard. It's hard when they're the vulnerable and they're the ones where everybody in the news is like, make sure people that are old that don't get sick. So, obviously we're practicing like safe social distancing and putting it in front of her door, and then, hopefully she'll have washed it. I mean, hopefully we're not contaminated. But that was just like one little thing that we were able to do, is just kind of like seeing what the neighbors' needs were, because we understand not everybody can get to the supermarket, and not everybody can, knows how to order online. Like, these are things that we can do really easily.
Sure.
Like our generation can, but like the older generation really doesn't know, like they don't know how to order online. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And Larissa, you bring up an important point. You said it's a little thing, but little things add up.
Yeah, they do.
And we also got to remember, when we do, like you did something, giving this neighbor some paper towels, that's an encouragement to her. That removes, a slight bit maybe of anxiety, like, what am I going to do? I don't have any paper towels. Or little things add up. And I think sometimes when we consider kindness, it's like, oh, I can't do anything really big. I just can't. Little things, letting somebody go in front of you in line at Costco maybe, or bringing a loaf of bread. You did the paper towels. I mean, those are practical, realistic things that every one of us can do.
Mm-hmm. There's also things you can do. Like, I'm immunocompromised, so I really cannot be out right now. So I have to stay home as much as I can. But I'm doing stuff on social media, like posting stuff, like little reminders to people, or like now I have about 180 something text messages because I'm checking in on my friends. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? What can we do? Like, what do you need? Like, is there anything anybody needs or wants, or just group chats and positive posts. I've been putting up positive social media posts, kind of just encouraging people through this time, and hey, like, we're going to be okay, and there's still things we can do to get through this. So there's a lot of ways you can make a difference, even if you can't be out in public.
Okay, you're the cat woman. So have you been putting any cute pictures of your kitties up online?
I think I put some in my story. I've taken some really cute ones of them recently, so maybe I'll have to post some just to share the cute, the cute factor. And
yes, the cuteness. We all could use a little bit more cuteness. For those of you who are joining us, we'd love to hear from you too, of what acts of kindness, things that you've been doing or you've seen other people doing or have been reading about. One of the things that I also just saw the other day, I just took a walk, around the neighborhood, around the block, and there were people that were putting like notes, like chalk messages, like positive messages. I had a friend who did that in front of her house, in her driveway, and then took a picture of that and posted it. And so that was kind of nice to just see a nice friendly message, because you're walking around, and it's weird walking around nowadays, because like before you people were avoiding you because they thought like, oh, they're just like being rude, but now you're just like, everybody's avoiding each other because no one wants to get sick, and it's not like it's not personal, right?
Yeah.
No, I was jogging the other day, and I thought, this is strange. I mean, the whole 35 minutes I ran into 4 people, and that was it. But I think the great tool we've got is social media, and like the chalk thing. They're doing that in my neighborhood as well, but I hadn't thought about taking pictures and putting those online.
Hey, Ben Better Comic, who's joined us, is going to start animal drawing lessons on YouTube next week.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's a great way. Especially, I know there's a lot of people with kids or younger siblings that like they're trying to figure out, or even like people at our age that like don't know how to draw. I cannot draw to save my life. I know. I'm stick figures. Here's what's really sad, right? Like I have friends with kids, and like I will draw something. And then, you can't tell the difference between my drawing and like the kid drawing. And a lot of times, like the kid drawing is actually better than my drawing.
But that's a great idea, using, giving lessons on YouTube. I mean, I'm a drummer. I've been thinking about that because I can't teach my students right now in the studio, but I could teach online, or Larissa singing lessons, or it could be anything, maybe even tutoring a friend, that maybe you're really good in math or whatever it happens to be. I think it's like using your imagination and just become incredibly creative outside of the box.
Yeah, Miss Everything 6 is making comedic TikToks to send to her friends, because a lot of them are going through depression and anxiety, and that's a great way just to even reach out to your friend and make them laugh.
That's medicine.
It really is. And going back to this whole thing of staying connected, I mean, they say that, we're one of the most connected generations, but the loneliness as well. So what can we do to stay connected online, whether it's FaceTime with a friend? I had kind of a fun evening last night. I had dinner on Zoom. It was decided that we would all go get Chinese food, takeout, and bring it home. Okay, So
how many people were you on Zoom with this dinner?
5. And
that's a great idea.
2 of us in the States, and the others were in Canada. And it was,
that's a really great idea.
It was a great idea just to, a buddy of mine in Canada put this thing together. And I thought, this is something everybody, maybe not Zoom, but you could do it on Skype, whatever, Facebook Live, whatever it is, but just get a bunch of friends together. And we had a chance, a couple people I didn't really know, the others I did, and it was fun to catch up and how this is affecting us. And it was a real encouragement, I think, to all of us. So there's an idea. We just throw that out, and we want to hear from you guys what you end up doing. Even after I try them together, we're going to put a blog up and let us know. We are very interested in new ideas that we can share with others. But that's one that was a blast. It was a great time. But that's something easy, and it's realistic, and it's kind encouragement, which I think is part of the whole kindness thing, is being an encouragement, to other people, maybe people maybe people you don't know.
One of the things that I've been doing that, I've been just reaching out, texting friends and just checking in with them, especially around the country. I have friends in New York that just like yesterday and the day before, I was just texting because, in the news that's where people are saying that's the epicenter. That's where things are really bad, the most cases. And so I was just getting worried about some of my friends. And so I think it meant a lot to them that I just even reached out and just texted randomly. Some of them who I haven't seen in years, and or even maybe talked to or texted in years, just to say, hey, how are things going? My cousin lives out there, which I hope he'll get back to me, but he actually was like, I'll share more with you later, but it's not that great. So I'm like, I took a cliffhanger. I'm like, okay. But the other ones, all my other friends so far have said things are going okay. But my cousin, I'm a little worried about.
And something to add to that, just maybe a simple text message to a friend, a cousin, or whatever, saying, I really appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. I got a message from a friend in Jordan, of all places, and he just said, hey, I really appreciate your friendship. And I went, wow, that's really cool. I'm going to pick that up and do that as well, just because it's nice to see it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice to see, hey, I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. And especially, we don't know what kind of day somebody's having.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as things go along too, it's important to start to see who might be financially needing, help. Again, I know everybody's kind of struggling through it, but I gave the paper towel example earlier, but if you're going grocery shopping or your family's going grocery shopping and somebody, doesn't have the ability or might be a little tighter in their budget because they lost their job because of this, or they're not in school and they're by themselves or something, maybe pick up some extra food food and like drop it off,
Yeah, some of the basics. Yeah. And of course, you could pick up a little bit extra too for a food bank.
Yeah.
Because I know food banks are being like our doctors and nurses and hospitals, which props to you guys. But food banks are being stretched like those that are providing these services for us. So bring a couple extra cans to them. Katie, you're involved with it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say before, my doctors told me I couldn't really go out. When this first started, the first couple of weeks, we saw such a huge increase at the food bank. I mean, they didn't even have enough food, and they were having to turn people away because people were coming that don't normally come. And we were seeing like 75, 100 plus people a day trying to come through there, and the food bank isn't used to that. So definitely donating food to food banks helps. And also, like, I have a couple friends who own small businesses and they can't work right now. They're completely out of work and they're afraid they're going to have to completely shut down when this is over. And we've been asking, like, what can we do for you? And they're like, well, buy gift cards to our business and use it when we reopen.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Buy gift cards to a family-owned restaurant and use it.
That's a really, really great idea. Yeah, our family
businesses, or buy food from those places. And they're saying hospital workers, they're so overstretched that they're not having time to eat, and they're really liking people donating food right now. So you can call your local hospitals and say, hey, I want to donate food. How do we set this up? How do we coordinate this? And they're just looking for anybody that wants to do stuff like that. And that helps the food industry or the small businesses, and it also, helps someone else along the way. So.
Yeah, and speaking of hospitals, I think that's another area where I've been reading these like articles of people getting like healthcare workers are getting like abused by patients, like verbally, just because everybody's in a panic and people are stressed, and some people are just really being mean to, doctors and nurses and being like very demanding. And like, I think a lot of them just don't feel appreciated. And so if you know people, or if you have to go to the doctor, if you have to go to the hospital, make sure to appreciate them, say a word of kindness, or send them a gift later or safely or something. But I know a lot of people are just, they're really, really, really taxed with their just energy, and they're trying their best to help people and save lives. But sometimes it can get really discouraging when people are just mean to you and feeling entitled.
Now, something else that I was just thinking about is taking the initiative. Don't wait to see what somebody else is doing. Do what you can do. And look around you and say, who's doing something else that maybe I can be a part of, where I can help out with that. But don't sit and wait, and don't say, well, nobody, I'm just not sure. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. And that's how we're going to get through this thing together, showing appreciation, acts of kindness, doing what needs to be done, looking around and saying, I can help, I can do this. It's just so important.
For those of you who are just joining us and with us, feel free to continue to comment and let us know other things that you've read about or heard about, something that someone did that was kind that you thought like, wow, that was really, really cool what they did. I know it's really, really difficult in this time for certain people, especially who might be alone, like you said, isolated, and checking in with those friends. That's my next goal, is to text all my friends that I know that are alone, whether they're, college students or they're single, like working or whatever. Like I have a lot of friends that just live by themselves. And so, especially if their families are not where we're at, like it can be very, very, hard, I think, on them to just be at home all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and I want to remind those of you that are with us, if you're feeling really alone, you're not hearing from somebody, or you're depressed, because this is a very depressive time. It's a dark time. You've got a lot of anxiety. Reach out to us. That's why we're here. Utalk is all about you talking to us. You can reach us on social at Utalk Radio. You can text us. Text the word Utalk to 411-247. Reach us on our website, utalkradio.com. Just reach out to us. We're glad to give you some encouragement, to let you know that somebody cares.
Well, I know we're going to be wrapping up soon, but we wanted to let everybody know that we're going to be launching our Goodbye to Mean, hashtag Goodbye to Mean. We mentioned it last week, and so if you are posting something that's kind, positive, start using the hashtag Goodbye, the number 2 mean. Those of you who've seen our little graphic on our Instagram pages, you can start hashtagging that. We're going to be introducing some Goodbye to Mean challenges in the coming weeks, and hopefully recruiting some friends of our show to get involved too. But in the meantime, I think that's something that we want to see a movement happen, where we really are being nicer to one another, because it's hard enough, and as it is, with what we all have to deal with COVID-19 and the effects of it and the fallout from it. We really need to just stay positive as much as we can, be kinder to each other, and hopefully say goodbye to mean beyond this as well. I mean, the whole reason, we wanted to start this campaign before all this happened was because things were already getting kind of like,
bullying, and that can lead to attempted suicide.
Yeah, for everybody's mental health. And so, I hope everybody that's listening, watching, like, our goal as a group, as a society, no matter where you live in the world, no matter how old you are, what color you are, what gender you are, like, we should hope the best for people, for everybody.
Yep, and accept everybody for who they are, celebrate, our differences, and be kind and encouraging. It can make a huge difference.
And I know it's the hardest thing to do when somebody is mean to you.
Yep.
And that's also the challenge. And I know we'll talk more about that in coming weeks, is we're talking about nice things you do. It's easy to do nice things for people you care about and you like.
That's right. Absolutely.
It's even harder we'll talk about that in a future live session, but like, it's even harder to do it to somebody who maybe has been mean to you.
No question. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today. We're having a lot of fun doing this. I hope it's an encouragement to you guys. I hope it's giving you some practical things that you can apply immediately. I hope it's a little bit of brightness in your week in the middle of this crisis that doesn't seem to show any end. Hang in there. We're going to get through this. And don't forget, reach out to us. Text Utalk to 411-247. Reach out to us on social at Utalk Radio, and our website, utalkradio.com. Larissa, Katie, and those of you that are with us, have a great day and a great week. And we'll be back again next week. Don't forget to check our website. We'll do a little bit of a recap of this. And don't forget to check out our radio show. It's on all kinds of platforms, and you can even find out more about that at the website. So have a great day, guys, and hang in there.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
This is Utalk Radio.